So this, every drop, every taste, on the tip of my tongue, been my nail, bite my thumb. Evidence won't clear my name, baby, your presence will be so present into the moment when I break my eyes shut. Now I'm ready. Perfect strange, 10,000 days on the days won't clear our names. Oh baby, it's our last kiss, will last forever. That's the moment when I rest my eyes shut. Now I'm ready.
Welcome to All Hang Up and Listen. A victory, woo! Brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Buffalo's premier market and tap room in all of Western New York. 8 different locations in the Western New York area. Open from 11:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. and later. With over 300 beers to choose from, they are both kid and dog friendly with live entertainment and trivia at all of their locations. Make sure you go check out Fatty Beer. Let them know that Duane from Two Goalies, One Mike sent you. And of course, Buffalo Apparel, Buffalo's best spot for all of your Buffalo sports needs when it comes to your shirts, your hats, your hoodies. We're actually in the midst of a giveaway on these beauties right here. Sorry. The Buffalo NHL Shield winter cap. And of course, the old throwback Buffalo NFL Shield snapback hat right here. So make sure you follow myself at Two Goalies, One Mike, at CHurls13 on Twitter, and of course at Buffalo Co on Twitter, and to enter yourself to win both of those hats. So that being said, Sabres win 3-0 with goals from Casey Middlestat, who honestly had probably one of his better games of the season today. It was a 12 p.m. start. Looked fantastic. Had a lot of opportunities. He finally broke through. Little curl and drag, shot through a screen, made its way by Kakkonen, and then Alex Tuck having a beautiful pass from Jack Quinn, and putting the final nail in the coffin late in the third period was Jordan Greenway on the empty net when San Jose pulled their goalie with nearly 4 minutes left in that game. I mean, with the exception of a short time period in the first, where obviously Buffalo, not being able to get on the ice yesterday. I think maybe they're on for a little bit of the morning skate today. Not really having much time since their last since they're 1-0 loss to Vancouver, to really, work on structure, anything really like that at practice, kind of coming in cold after a few days of not being on the ice together. Slow start, but I'd say for 45 to 50 minutes of this game, they dominated. So great game from the Buffalo Sabres. UPL getting his second career shutout and his second of the season, 3-0 with 27 saves. Looked fantastic in his fourth straight start. 3-1, I believe, in his last 4. So it looks like Buffalo is riding the hot hand. I don't know. I thought, honestly, Devin Levi would get the start tonight, but it doesn't matter. They won. So super excited for that. And, of course, this little pregame action between now and the 4:30 p.m. start of the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers divisional playoff game, or wildcard playoff game, sorry. Lots happening in the city of Buffalo and in Orchard Park over the last 48 hours. I'm looking out my window right now as I'm recording with you guys. The snow is coming down pretty heavy. I'm not sure what it's like in Orchard Park. I've seen up-to-date pictures and videos. Seems like things have kind of calmed down a lot, but however, if you are going to the game, please make sure you drive safely and be prepared to sit in snow, because the Bills did not have a very good plan in place in terms of snow removal. I think they thought that hundreds of Bills fans were going to show out to help them clear the stadium seats, and I think like 30 people showed up. So obviously that wasn't enough. I had friends down there collecting their $20 an hour. If you had honestly bumped up to like 40 or even 30, I think you probably had a better turnout. But not enough fans showed up. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and depend on your fan base too much. I'm not saying they let you down, but maybe you should have hired snow removal services. Probably would have been a better option. You shouldn't have nothing but volunteers shoveling out seats at the Bills game today. And I'm sure a lot of you are already there tailgating, having a blast. I've seen a lot of videos. So again, please be safe out there and have fun and go Bills. We're gonna hit the peanut gallery here real quick. Some of you that are watching right now, I don't know if you are jammed up with the Bills game. Middle stat line, all scoring. Where is the balance in scoring? Quinn, Paterka, Cousins line, invisible once again. We need a shakeup against the San Jose Sharks. 1 goal, even strength, unacceptable. From Chris Durek, UPL was met by Obi-Wan earlier and told him to use the force and let it go. Levi walked in and told Donnie the force is strong with this one. Yeah, it looks like they have a great relationship too. Granted, there is a lot of internal competition when you're in a situation like this with your fellow goaltender, but it seems like they have a really good relationship. So wouldn't be surprised. Too much hype, overhyped kid line needs shakeup, lines, changes, Adams feeding their inflated egos, resting on their lower. I'm not sure what that means. We need production assist goals, too much self-doubt, lost confidence. We won 3-0, Mauricio. UPL solid goaltending, defense, moving bodies, no rebounds. Yoki Haru played well. Where is the scoring balance? 0. UPL had a great game, and this is the second game in a row where I've been really happy with the way they've defended, especially down low in front of their own net. Again, picking up sticks, taking bodies out of, letting your goaltender see shots. Just imagine, if you do this every game, it won't matter who's in net. You'll get the same results or close to the same results because you got a power play goal tonight. I think the power play has looked better in the new year. I'm not sure percentage-wise what they are since the start of 2024, but I think the power play has looked, I'm not going to say a lot better, but definitely has improved a little bit. And the power play getting on the board tonight, granted it was against San Jose. More from Mauricio. Second power play unit looks feeble, fragile, poor puck movement, too much perimeter passing, power, Quinn, Benson, Paterka, Cousins. Yeah, I guess I need more from that first unit. We shouldn't, the first unit for the most part has been letting you down all season, and I think it's really put you. The first unit has really been disappointing, when healthy. Granted, as I just said a few moments ago, that in 2024 it has looked better. But I think that if you are going to try and dig yourself out of this hole, you are at the midway point. You need to start capitalizing on more of your opportunities on the power play. You can't just go 1 for 6 or 0 for 6 or, once every game or sometimes even every 2 games. Like you need to start capitalizing when you get the opportunities on the special teams. Snooze fest at the game from Colin Smith. I'm assuming you were there. We should have lost UPL with big saves. 5 degrees here in Kansas City. UPL seems to have cemented his position as number 1. I don't really think there's a number 1 on this team because we've seen it already this year where UPL will have a few games. Right now he's, again, was it 3-1 in his last 4? And then he might have a stinker or 2. And then all of a sudden he's back on the Devin Levi train because Devin Levi strings 2, 3, 4 games together. So I don't know if this team really has a fully on cemented number 1. I think it's a situation where they're just going to ride whoever's playing well. I would expect, even as this last time, that Devin Levi probably gets the next start. I can't see them starting UPL 5 games in a row. No way. So the kid line was broken up by the coach. C. Cousins looking at his left hand on the bench looked injured. Well, that's not good. I did not see that. Let's be honest. The true Sabres have recently beaten Ottawa and San Jose. Low-hanging fruit opportunity knocks on power play 5-on-5. We need scoring. All 4 lines is lacking. Yeah. I think your bottom 6 doesn't do enough. I've been shouting from the rooftops for a couple weeks now, give the kids in Rochester a chance. Bring up Kulik, bring up Rosen, give them an opportunity. There's nothing wrong with that. I've had conversations with friends like my buddy Steve Bennett, a long conversation. If this was always the plan to not really add anything to the offense other than who you drafted in Zach Benson, then why not give the kids a chance? What are they learning in the AHL right now? You know what I mean? Like, they're dominating. How much more developing can they do down there, especially Kulik? So I would love to see Kulik at some point come into this lineup and maybe spark it a little bit in the bottom 6. I doubt he'd be in the top 6 unless it was an injury. So I need to see that. I really, really do, because the scoring that the clip they're scoring at right now isn't going to be good enough to get them to even think about the playoffs. So from Kevin, Middlestat leads the team only because everyone else is having average or bad seasons. Casey, for the most part, has been one of the best 5-on-5 players in the National Hockey League now, going back into last season. He has definitely been a steady force for them, and he's been very flexible. He's been pretty much on every line. Dog's freaking out outside right now. He's pretty much been on every single line. The Sabres, lines 1 through 4, he's pretty much been on every single line this season and has found ways to contribute. So I think Casey, at least for the most part, has probably been their best player this season. A couple weeks ago, I would have said JJ Paterka, but he kind of simmered out a little bit after the first week of December. And then he just recently got back on the score sheet for the first time in a month. But Casey has definitely been their most consistent guy, in my opinion, in that offensively at both sides of the ice. So it's been fun to watch him. Okay, serious talk time. I think Mitts get a better return in the offseason. Who do you trade him for? We cannot re-sign him. I think they do re-sign him. I think that I think they might even try and get that deal done in season. I don't see them letting Casey Middlestat walk away, especially when they have the cap space. There's no way I see them letting him go. That's just my opinion. In terms of trade chips, I don't know who it is you would deal. I think if you're trading anybody to make this team better, you're probably trading assets, right? You're probably trading prospects. You're not trading, I think, roster players right now, offensively at least, because I would assume Okposo and Girgensons are gone in the offseason. I mean, maybe Greenway. I know he's a Granado guy, but I mean, maybe him. I don't know. I don't see Casey being the guy who gets traded. And we've been trying to unload Olofsson now for how long, and it just hasn't worked. So I don't know what you get for him unless he starts scoring. I don't know. I mean, you got to put him in positions to score, though. You got to give him better opportunities than what you're giving him if you want Victor Olofsson to start scoring at the clip we know he can score at. So you can get a very good player for Mets who one who fits what we need more than a smaller center. Like I said, Pablo, I don't disagree with you. I just don't think they trade him. I just don't. I think that Kevin Adams values him a lot. I do think that this team is lacking a lot of skill role player types on this roster. I think that I've said it time and time again. You need guys that have jam and grip, but can also score in your bottom six. Guys that are going to hold players accountable, either on your own roster or out there on the ice on the opposing team. Yeah, I think that there are a lot of holes lacking, and I think that having guys like I've said his name 100 times on the show, Blake Coleman, or Daniel Sprong, or Palat, players like that who filled roles on their teams when they made those cup runs, like for Coleman and Palat with the Lightning. I think that that's the type of player this team needs. You don't need a high skill guy, but you need guys that can score 12 to 20 goals a season, your bottom six, and play a very physical game with an edge. And you can throw out there against the team's top lines, hold them accountable, keep them in check. I think that's what you need, but I just don't see them dealing Casey. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't know. We'll see. Mitz, like hundreds of players in every sport, is having his best season in a contract year. I'm not saying he won't repeat this season, but he will never top it. I don't know, man. Listen, I think that it's not like Casey's lighting up the league right now, but he's like, if you look, I'm not an analytics guy, but if you look at the analytics of Casey Middlestat, he has consistently for almost 2 years now been one of the league's top 5-on-5 players, point producing players. I just don't think that you find guys like him just growing on trees. I don't know. I think they value him a lot. We'll see. But I think that I think they signed him in season. That's just my opinion. Casey is a gem, decent consistency. Agreed. Benson is a solid player, maybe a healthy scratch. What has happened to top six scoring production, not bottom six? Middlestat is playing on third line. Middlestat, pay or trade? Can we afford him? Yes, we can. Absolutely, we can. Is it just me or is Benson in a rut? He's 18. He's an 18-year-old kid. He's still learning this game at the NHL level. You were never expecting him to come in and be like produce at the level of Connor Bedard, but we've seen what he can do. We've seen how good of hands he has. The guy is tenacious. He's energetic. He's aggressive. He's everything this team needs. He's been always one of their most consistent forwards. He's a giant ball of energy. I'm not really worried about Zach Benson. Even if he is in a rut, I'm sure he'll figure it out. And he'll always be one of the hardest skating guys in the team. For sure. From Mauricio, trade Cousins for a stale bag of Tim Hortons donuts. He's a bum, overhyped. Again, we'll always disagree on that. Mauricio, I don't think he's overhyped. I think he's a good hockey player. I just think he's having a down year. He was consistent his first couple of years in the league. A lot there to be excited about. I just think that pucks just aren't going his way. Ever since that Hathaway fight, he has just been a different player. So I don't know. We'll see. Benson is a pipsqueak, can't score, can't assist, can't produce. I might mute you, Mauricio. I'm not gonna deal with the Zach Benson slander. He's 18 years old. He's got still some growing to do, but you can't deny how good of a player he can be. We've seen it, and I think he's going to be a star in this league someday. I really, really do. I believe that wholeheartedly. That being said, I wanted to keep things kind of short today. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you are kind of getting ready for the big game at 4:30, Bills and Steelers. But anything that you guys in the peanut gallery want to talk about here in the last couple minutes, I'll address it. I'll take questions right now. But with that being said, I'm extremely enthused, even though it's against a much lower San Jose Sharks team. They started off the season, I think, like 0-10-1 or 0-10-2 or something. had quite a little of a hot streak there after that, and they leveled themselves back out. But you got wins. You get the last 2 out of 3 against Ottawa and San Jose with a 1-0 loss to Vancouver. I've been enthused by the start of 2024. Listen, there are some things I can complain about for sure, but for the most part, I think the start of 2024 has been much better than some of the things we've seen in 2023, at least from the season standpoint, not going into last year. They just need to start getting scoring from their top 6, capitalizing on their special teams more frequently than they have been. I think that if you do those 2 things and you sprinkle in some scorings from your bottom 6, you don't need a bunch of 20-goal scorers on your third or fourth line. You need guys that are going to pop in 12 to 15 goals a year, aren't going to get scored against, and play a physical style and just shut down defense when you need them to. But we need that top line. I know it's Skinner out. It's tough. Whoever is in your top line, your top 6, your 1A, 1B at this point without Skinner, you need those guys to produce consistently, and they just aren't. You can't have Tage score twice in one game and then, go missing for 2. You know what I mean? Like, you need him scoring more consistently like he was last year. I know he's injured. I know he's playing through something, but you need that guy. You need to get that guy going. Alex Tuck, nice to see him get on the score sheet again. Nice to see him get on the score sheet again tonight. It was nice seeing Casey finally get a goal after the number of chances he had where Kakinen was honestly stonewalling him. Nice to see him get on the score sheet, though. So relying on Benson, Quinn, Patera, Cousins need more seasoning. Mitts for a younger Tom Wilson, whomever that is. I don't know who's trading a younger version of Tom Wilson for Casey Middlestat, though. That's the thing. Like, Tom Wilson, I'm not going to say he's like a unicorn, but you don't see many guys like him in the league. He's like a poor man's Kachuk, almost. Like, he'll never score at the pace of Kachuk. Or either the Kachuk brothers, but he plays that type of physical style, and he holds players accountable when he's out there. When Tom Wilson is out on the ice, you look over your shoulder when you go into a corner because you might be there. When you go in to the opposing net, when Tom Wilson's out there. When you're standing in front of your own net and Tom Wilson's out there, he's out there. So, with that being said. I don't know if Casey Middlestat gets you somebody like a Tom Wilson type player. That's just my opinion. Stop scratching Yoki Haru. Dude is our second best D-man. Again, I said it last postgame. Yoki Haru doesn't give me a ton to complain about. He doesn't. He's been a surprise this year. I'm not saying he's been outstanding, but how often compared to last year are you yelling at your TV or yelling at the game at Henry Yoki Haru? You're just not. I think he's had a good season so far, and I don't disagree with that. If there's one guy, in my opinion, that definitely shouldn't be getting scratched, is Yoki Haru. I don't think he's done anything to warrant being scratched unless he's hurt. 5-on-5, I repeat, 5-on-5 balanced scoring, poor production. Yes, again, we need more scoring everywhere. We need more scoring 5-on-5. We need more scoring on the power play. We need some shorthanded goals here and there. I don't disagree with all that, Mauricio. It's just, I think that this is the roster that we're going to have. I do agree that the kid line probably needs to stay apart. I loved the way Zach Benson looked with Paterka before Quinn came back. Again, I don't know if they played together much today, but that's a combination I'd like to see more of because I thought they looked very good together. Tuck and Thompson, I think that they do play well together. You just got to find a balance in there on the other side until Skinner comes back at least. So I don't know. We'll see. If UPL continues this good play, does Levi go down and Comrie come up? How is Comrie doing in Rochester? I think Comrie's playing bad in Rochester. I just think they've made a decision and they're sticking with it. The only way I see Devin Levi going back to Rochester is if Buffalo decides to trade for a veteran goaltender. Then maybe he goes to Rochester if that deal doesn't involve UPL. At right now, I think this is the tandem they're going with. This is what they envisioned with the start of the season. So, yeah, I don't see that happening. So, Sabres win 3-0. Remember, this is brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Buffalo's premier market and tap room, with over 300 beers to choose from at 8 different Western New York locations. Make sure you go check out Fatty Beer, one of Western New York's only kid and dog-friendly bars. And, of course, Buffalo Go Apparel Company, Buffalo's best spot for all your shirts, your hats, your hoodies, all your Buffalo sports needs. Make sure you check out Buffalo Go. Check out this hat that they carry, the Buffalo NFL Shield snapback, one of the better ones. And then, of course, this Buffalo NHL Shield winter hat. They also have them in snapbacks as well. I am giving both of these away right now on Twitter. If the Sabres and Bills both win today, one of the two has already happened. So go Bills today at 4:30. If that both of those things happen, one of the lucky followers on Twitter, to me, 2 Goalies, 1 Mike, Buffalo Go Apparel, and of course my co-host Connor Hurley. If you're following all 4 of those handles, you entered a chance to win both of those hats. Thank you as always, Duane. Go Bills. Thank you, Pablo. I appreciate it. Sorry to keep this one short, but I got a lot to do in preparation for the 4:30 game. Sorry for a little bit of my word salad today. Honestly, I wasn't even planning on doing a post game at all. I was just gonna, bang this one in. But Sabres win 3-0. I thought, why not? Not often we've gotten this many opportunities to talk about a Sabres win. So I wanted to take the chance to celebrate with you guys. So as always, thanks for always hopping in the peanut gallery. Sabres win 3-0. Remember, this is brought to you by Fatty Beer Company and, of course, Buffalo Go Apparel. Make sure you go check them out at Fatty Beer on Instagram and Twitter, at Buffalo Go Co. on Instagram and Twitter. I am Duane with 2 Goalies, 1 Mike. I'll hang up and listen. You guys have a great, great, great Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. And as always, go Bills.
Different than they did before. Life's a sordid good.